Here's a bit of trivia. If you get a shotgun and set its firing velocity to 0, that is both the weapon and the bullet, and fire it, something weird happens. Instead of the bullet just being stationary, which is what firing at a 0 velocity should do, you instead fire bullets in all directions around you, even backwards. Huh. This happens with most guns in the game, even those which aren't shotguns, and you may also notice that the speed the bullets are ejected at varies depending on the gun. A rifle like the STMG will fire bullets outwards at a slower speed than a shotgun like the boomstick will. Huh. So what causes this strange behavior? Well, bullet spread. Bullet spread is the mechanic that gives guns their firing inaccuracy, so they don't fire exactly toward your cursor all the time. For rifles, bullet spread is mostly negligible and forgettable, but for other weapons it becomes a defining feature of the gun. Overall, it's a pretty simple mechanic, but the way it's implemented is what's actually quite interesting, and is what causes this weird behavior. You would expect bullet spread to work like this. When a bullet is fired from a gun, the bullet is randomly rotated by some angle. This makes each bullet fly off in slightly different trajectories when fired, creating a cone of spread, which can be controlled by changing the maximum angle. Then, if you're coding a shotgun, you can also randomize the speed of the bullets a bit so they don't all fire out next to each other, and bam! That's it, bullet spread. This is a very simple and intuitive way to implement it, and it's how it's done in most cases, but this is not actually how bullet spread in Terraria works. So, how does vanilla Terraria do it? Instead of rotating each bullet by a random amount within a set range, Terraria just adds a random velocity vector, that is, some amount of speed in some direction, to every bullet fired. For example, the boomstick spread is created by randomizing each bullet's velocity by up to 2 pixels per tick in any direction. For example, if you fired a bullet due left at 9.35 pixels per tick, it might get randomly bumped 1.142 pixels per tick in this direction, or 0.541 pixels per tick in this direction, or 1.942 pixels per tick in this direction. You get the idea. This creates a randomization effect that works great as bullet spread, and also has the added bonus of randomizing velocity, so shotguns work nicely, just like we did before. It's a method that's a bit different than expected, but it's also a 2-in-1 solution that functions well. Interestingly, this way of creating bullet spread also means that the more base velocity your gun fires at, the less spread it will have, since the effect of randomization is lesser. Though this has no practical application in game, it is interestingly separate from the standard method of bullet spread, where a fixed angle is used. So to get back to the start, why does this different method of bullet spread create this weird effect at 0 velocity? Well, when you try to add a random amount of speed in a random direction to a bullet fired at 0 velocity, which should be stationary, it just ends up moving in that random direction with that random speed. Effectively, the effect of randomization is 100%. As this random direction is, of course, random, the bullets just end up scattering outwards slowly in all directions like this. Guns with more spread, like shotguns, have their scattering bullets move faster, since more spread equals more randomization equals faster scattering in this case. So, this is how this rather weird phenomenon works. Overall, it's a rather interesting byproduct of an obscure but succinct way of implementing bullet spread, and one of the more obscure bits of trivia I've covered on this channel. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, as just a quarter of you are. Similar videos are on the left and right. Either way though, thank you for watching, and good day, and goodbye. See you next week.